Adidas apparently effed around and found out they can't make it without Kanye, Ye
They
West, and
can't
his
do it.
Yeezy brand. The two have presumably struck a deal to sell the remaining supply of Yeezys, said to be worth $500 million.
Mhm.
Sticks. It didn't go how Adidas expected it to go, huh?
It didn't, bro. It didn't. And because I think we called this back in one of our previous episodes that
We did episode
there,
7.
episode 7. We called this back at episode 7, saying that they're making this decision in haste because although some of the things that Kanye was doing and some of the things he was saying, yes, it was wild, and we covered that a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
But if it to be, I don't wear a lot of Adidas. I don't wear Yeezy myself.
Right.
But in the sneakerhead and the hypebeast community, Yeezy was the brand, one of the brands, bro. If it wasn't Jordan or if it wasn't Supreme, it was
Mm-hmm.
Yeezy. It was
Yep.
Yeezy, and I'm not so much as I used to be, but I'm a little bit a part of that sneakerhead community, and I do follow the sneakers and the trends and stuff like that. I never was a fan of Yeezys, and not even when he was with Nike, but you can't go outside these days without seeing Yeezy. Them ugly foam runners and boy, listen. But Adidas had hit the jackpot with Yeezy. They hit the jackpot with Yeezy, bro, because he was literally the biggest brand that Adidas had for the last 9 years up until October of last year, when they cut ties with him.
Yep.
So yeah, like you said, they fucked around and found out that they can't make money without this man. They are about to go in debt $1.3 billion because they can't come off this Yeezy brand merch, bro. They can't do it.
Yep.
They
Yep.
can't do it. And they like you said, they effed around and found out, my nigga. They definitely did.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we talked about it, like you said in episode 7, when the separation started or it was announced that they would part ways with Adidas, or with Kanye. At the time, it was floated that what they would do is just sit on this, the supply that they have left, and then they would go back and sell the Yeezys, but not with the Yeezy brand on it. And what did I say? I said that's bad juju for them.
Bad juju.
I said it's gonna
Bad
be
juju.
bad juju for them,
And the
and
crazy thing about that, not to cut you off, they haven't
yeah,
even
yeah.
started selling it without the Yeezy brand yet.
Exactly.
They haven't even done it yet. But go ahead, my fault.
Exactly. No, no, no. All good. So yeah, so I was like, that's gonna be bad juju. And it looks like they realized and they found out sooner than they wanted to see that we need to sell this stuff because we are, as you mentioned, gonna report a loss for 1.3 billion for the year. And they had originally mentioned in December or so that they expected to take that loss, in 2023 was going to be a rough year for them.
Mm-hmm.
But but the economy is slowly, globally, not just in America, is slowly going down the drain a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And not only is the economy and their stock hurting right now, they also got downgraded with their long-term and short-term debt rating by the S&P Global. So
Mm-hmm.
what's happening is now they really got to say, okay, we expected to take this loss, but we can't really take this loss because it's going to be very detrimental to us going down the line. So,
Mm-hmm.
yay, come back to the table real
Yeah,
quick,
hey,
man.
let
We
me holler at you real quick.
let's have this conversation. So, what they really are trying to do right now is they're trying to prove to their board members as well as to their stockholders that they are willing to take the egg on their face to get the money that they left on the table by parting ways with Kanye.
For sure. Because I mean, the CEO of Adidas, and bear with me because I'm gonna read this quote real quick, and it's kind of long. Bear with me, but even he said the numbers speak for themselves. We are currently not performing the way we should. He said 2023 will be a year of transition to set the base to again be a growing and profitable company. We will put full focus on the consumer, our athletes, our retail partners, and our Adidas employees. Together, we will work on creating the brand that we had and create that brand heat, improve our product engine, better serve our distribution, and ensure that Adidas is a great and fun place to work. Adidas has all the ingredients to be successful. a great brand, great people, fantastic partners, and a global infrastructure second to none. We need to put these pieces back together again. And with Ye, we think we can do this. But again, I'm convinced that over time we will make Adidas shine again, but we need some time. So I think if I'm not mistaken, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, they projected $2.9 billion loss. So they're actually coming back a little bit better with 1.3 billion, which is still a crazy ass number.
Right.
But they realized really, really fast, like over the past 4 months, that I think we need Ye.
Right.
Like, I think we need to hit Ye up. Like, so about that brand deal, let's make something happen. And the worst part
Yep.
about it to me is that they're doing this $500 million deal, but they're only doing it to unload the current stock that they have
What they
of his
have.
product, but they're
Yep.
not thinking about doing nothing for the future with Ye. That's what I
100%.
think is kind of like that to me. That's whack. To me, that's
Mhm.
whack. And I understand what he did and what he said was wrong. I get that. I get it.
Mhm.
We all saw it. It was all across the nation. We all saw it. I get it. It's whack. But you're to me, you're using this man to unload his product. That
Right.
that
Oh,
that's what's that's
100%.
what's that's what's whack to me. What you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think you already know how I feel about it. I said it back in episode 7 that it's whack. But if you listen to Kanye, he's the one that said that he is the one that initiated the breakup between them two. I think he was like, what did he say for sure? I don't know exactly what he said, but he was like, this is the first time in history that you've seen a breakup between a brand deal breakup like this go down the
Mm-hmm.
way it went down. And then he was like, gotcha. You remember that? I can't
Yeah, I
remember.
remember that. I remember
So
that. I
that
do remember that.
so if you
Yeah.
listen to Kanye, he's the one that initiated the breakup. And I got something that I want to bring up later on uh, about that. But to me, it's kind of funny that we understand what this serves to make for Adidas, but we don't know
What it
from this
serves to
deal
make
for
for
them
him.
for yeah, exactly what it serves to make for Kanye. So it's just not clear what he's going to make based off of this deal. Is it going to be the original royalty percentage that he had with the original deal? Is it going to be lessened because everybody's going to lose money in them coming back to the drawing boards? What does Kanye serve to make? And I'm not pocket watching or anything like that, but it's important to see because this was the deal that knocked him from his billionaire status. And
Mm-hmm.
so, if they're coming back to the table, obviously it's not going to make him go back to being known as a billionaire. But
Right.
how much closer does that get him to being a billionaire? And what other things do he have in the works to get himself back to that? Um, I think Adidas for what they have done and what they plan to do moving forward is whack because like you said, I think that they're just going to offload this current supply of Yeezys, but then they still plan to move forward with selling the Adidas branded Yeezys
Mm-hmm.
in the future. So it's just I think they have a lot that they need to work out, Adidas that is, before they or think about before they actually go about moving forward with selling those Adidas branded Yeezys.
I agree. I agree. And it just goes to show that a lot of I can't even say that with a straight face, honestly, because Ye was wilding for a good 5 or 6 months. Ye was wilding out, and that cost him his deal with Balenciaga. The talent agency dropped him. Good music got dropped from Def Jam, and of course now we talk about Adidas. So it's like, but does that to me the question I want to ask is that does that show how erratic and ill thought out these reactions were from these companies due to his comments and his actions that he made? Because
Well,
I think it was. I mean, it was warranted, but was it erratic? Like, was it too soon? Type of thing.
well,
You know what
we
I'm saying?
we had talked about. Remember, we talked about when this partnership was going sour.
Mm-hmm.
We had talked about how, ironically, Adidas and Yeezy were heavy. Like everybody wanted to get their hands on Adidas or the Yeezys
Mm-hmm.
because they thought about they was never going to be created again.
Right.
And
Right. Right.
so, I definitely think it was they erratic decision, but you have to respond quickly and make dire action against something that you don't believe in. Well, I don't think they had a problem. I honestly don't think they had a problem with what he said, with all of the anti-Semitic stuff.
Right.
But him saying that I can say whatever I want and they not
And
going to
they
do
just can't
anything
drop me. Right.
is what made them like, wait a minute, no, we got the power in this relationship. And yes, they had that erratic decision.
Yep.
But on the flip side of that, what I think is funny from since all of this happened until now, and what I want to get into is Kanye's kind of been out the way.
He has been. You haven't
You
heard
really ain't
nothing
heard
from him.
much about him. He pops up here and
Right.
there. He got married, he had a girlfriend, this and that. But honestly, you haven't heard him say too many things out in public. You haven't
Mm-hmm.
seen him say much. You haven't seen him, period. So to me, it kind of it says that you can make a lot of money. You can make a big brand, stay out the way, and stuff like this happens. People will throw you to the wayside, but you remove yourself from the situation and their brand starts to go down. They go, hey, hey,
They're gonna
hey,
come back.
we we need you real quick. Let's come
Hmm.
back. Let's
We
come
know
back and
we
talk
noticed you've
to
been
it.
out the way for a good little minute
Yeah,
now, and
yeah.
everything is calming down again. So let's
Yeah.
talk. Let's talk about this. You know what I'm
Oh, you
saying?
learned your
Yeah.
lesson. You learned your lesson. Okay, come on, come on. Let's talk about this. Let's
Let's
talk
talk
about
this
this.
out. Let's make some money
Yeah.
together. Come on.
But the thing that I really want to talk about is Dame Dash was talking to the master investor Ian Dunlap and our boys from Earn Your Leisure about
Mm-hmm.
companies and people running campaigns to put them market certain products or market themselves in a positive light. He was saying that high profile people, high profile celebs, they do the same thing but in the opposite. So they have campaigns ran to where it sheds negative attention on them so that they can remove themselves. So
Huh.
my thing
Is interesting.
is
That's
that
interesting.
something that Kanye did purposefully? Because like I mentioned earlier, he says this is again, I don't know exactly what he said, but I can kind of paraphrase it. This has been this is the first time in history that a company and a brand deal has been separated the way it has. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
And now we can't find Kanye.
Right.
So like is that do you think this was something that he did intentionally to remove himself from the limelight, kind of go be whoever he wants to be? I mean, he still can't go out in public without people not knowing who he is,
Facts.
but he can like not have the pressures of being whoever, being and saying whatever he's been saying the last few years, and just
Mm-hmm.
being a normal, somewhat normal
Somewhat
person.
normal person. I mean, it would that's interesting that Dame Dollar came out and said that, because it's one of those things where I can't personally see, if I was a celebrity, I couldn't personally see myself running my own smear campaign against myself to bring negative press to be out the way so people won't fuck with me.
But
But
no shade to you, but we've never been in that situation, in that high caliber state either, right? So
that's why I
like,
say,
yeah.
if I was a celebrity, I can't see myself doing that. But
Hmm.
we haven't been in that situation to where we've had to even think about getting out the way. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So, and I can understand the pressures that go along with being a celebrity. And you constantly see um in the blogs or on social media where Kanye is constantly cussing out some paparazzi for being too close to his property, or getting in his face
Right.
and like, yo, can you just leave me alone? Like, I'm just
Right.
trying to be a normal guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's
Hmm.
constantly at odds with paparazzi. So I can understand why they would do it, to get
Yep.
that notoriety off of them. Like, yo, I just want to be normal again. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Because there's no way for them to get normalcy ever again.
Right.
But if it's something that you can do to have a little taste of that normalcy, I can see why they would run that smear campaign against themselves. Like, maybe he
Yeah.
did do that on purpose. You see what I'm saying? So like, I
Yeah.
understand it. I don't think I would do it, but I
Hmm.
understand why Dame Dollar would say that. I understand it.
Dame Dash.
Oh, Dame Dash. I'm saying Dame Dash. I'm sorry, I
Yeah.
said Dame Dollar
Yeah.
twice, but Dame Dash,
Yeah.
yeah. But but what do you think?
That
Would you do something like that though? Like, would you
I
run
mean,
your own smear campaign to get, like, you know what I'm saying?
And if I'm the person I am right now, hell no, I would not do something like that. But
Right.
I also have never been in the limelight. I also have not been in a situation to where I know the pain and suffering, I'll say it that way, of backlash that I get from the public for something that I said or did is only going to last for a month or two, and then I can kind of like slip in the back door and do what I've always been doing. Never
Right.
gone through that. So if I'm who I am right now, no. But if I were somebody that understood all that and that had that experience to know that it's only going to last for a certain amount of time, maybe. I really don't
Yeah.
know. But I really think this is why we as the general public should also not get too emotionally involved in with what celebrities and brands do or any type
Agreed.
of controversies that they have, because we don't know, this could be something that they're purposefully doing to either take something back or take their lives back, whatever the case is.
Hmm.
And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I say all that because I find it interesting that we know more about what Adidas stands to make from this than what Kanye stands to make. And in the past, it definitely would have been, we know what Kanye stands to make first and then what Adidas stands to make. So
Hmm.
that's why it ended up being something of a complexity for me in this situation.
Yeah, because Kanye is definitely the winner in the situation, honestly, because they're gonna unload all the Yeezy that they have, the $500 million worth, right?
Hmm.
And the fact that they don't, like I said earlier, the fact that they don't have a plan to do anything further with him after they do this is
Right.
alarming to me. But all Ye got to do is sit back and continue to watch their stock drop, and he can just go to them like, "Hey, y'all need me or not? Like, what's up?" Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Because the, Yeezy was, if I'm not mistaken, the biggest brand in Adidas.
Right.
It made so much money hand over fist year over year, and to lose that and to keep losing $1.5–2 billion a year just because you don't have Yeezy on your side, and now that he's out the way and not doing the crazy shit that he's been doing, why wouldn't you continue to have that partnership? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's not saying at this point that you agree with the things that he said and the ideologies that he has. Now it's just about running your business, bro. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Just to me, that's much my opinion. And Ye can use that as leverage now moving forward for the future. Like,
Yeah.
you dropped me in October 2022. You came back to me in February 2023. You
Yep.
needed me to sell this $500 worth of product. Now in 2024, you're seeing another sharp decline. Y'all need me, bro. What's good?
Yeah. But I think that's why a lot of people don't really fool with corporations, because the morality, when
Mhm.
I said it last segment, money skews our vision so much.
Agreed.
And what ends up happening with these companies is morality, whether good or bad, goes out the window. They making too much money, they'll step on the little person or buy the little person to
Hmm.
bring in more money. They not making enough money, they'll throw whatever ethics they had to get back to where they were or to
Hmm.
bring in more money. And people within that corporation or people within just money hungry people will do the same thing. But that's why a lot of people don't like corporations, because like I've always said, they'll chew you up, spit you out, usually when they want to use you.
100%. And you notice, like I said in the beginning of this episode, when I was talking about my promotion, I said nothing about money. It was
Hmm.
all about the love of my position now, and the decisions I get to make and the people I get to make happy. These corporations, bro, like you said, D-Lo, they gonna use you for their own benefit until they get what they need, and they'll let you go. But just like you said also just now, they'll they'll drop you whenever you don't align with their ideologies. But the moment that everything is calmed down, they bring you back and say,
Hmm.
"Hey, we understand, whatever, it's cool. Just get back with the program, and we can keep going, moving forward amicably." You know what I'm saying? So it's
Hmm.
like what do you want, bro? Like, what do you want from Ye? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, he did what he did. Everything, the things that he did were, were wild, but I don't know. It's so complex. There's so many things that you can think of to say about this situation. It's like, bruh, like, either get at what are you paying him? You just using him to unload, so you be able to use his brand to unload your product. but you don't plan on doing nothing with him forward. And how much are you giving him out of this five? What percentage of the profit are you giving him from this 500 million that y'all are unloading? What are y'all doing?
Right.
But
Right.
in the
Exactly.
past, you would say, okay, yeah, Ye has a $500 million contract with Adidas to do this, and now it's like, well, Adidas is using Ye to unload this $500 million.
100%.
Shit
So
is
I
it's
mean,
wild, bro.
I think we'll only time will tell how Adidas does. I think they'll do well just because people want those Yeezys.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but moving forward after that, how will they do with Adidas branded Yeezys, and what it does this mean for Kanye? So I guess we'll see. Only time will tell with that.
Do you the last question I want to ask on this? Do you think Adidas will do what I think they should, which would be the smart thing, and negotiate more designs for the future, or do you think Ye will eventually power trip them and do a business with them in the future?
I think they're gonna be. I think they're gonna be arrogant and try to do what they said they were gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
Offload these last supplies of Yeezys, and then come up with the because I'm sure this is before. Let me finish that. So they're gonna offload their supply of Yeezys and then come out with Yeezy branded, or I'm sorry, Adidas branded Yeezys down the line, because I'm sure that they have some type of other iterations of Yeezys that have not come out before,
Mm-hmm.
that they can say, well, all of this was created and designed while he was under our brand.
Mm-hmm.
And so people love Yeezy. If it looks similar to some type of shoe that they saw in the past, we could get away with selling these shoes.
Got you. Okay. I agree with you in that standpoint because I'm on the second part of that question I asked. I think Adidas will be arrogant and try to do Adidas and try to do Adidas branded Yeezys in the future, but I don't think it's going to perform, and their stock is going to continue to drop, and they're going to continue to be they're not going to be profitable with that, and then Ye
Mhm.
is going to power trip them. I think that's what they're gonna do. I think, but that's just my opinion. But it's like we keep saying, man, it's so complex. You don't know what the hell.
It's so complex, man.
You
That
don't know
is a
what's going to happen.
complex.
It
Yep.
is, bro. It is a complex situation. But again, before we move on to the next topic, subscribe, like, notification bell. Make sure you don't miss no bangers, man.